All right, folks, welcome to yet another episode. In this episode, we want to talk about using progressive muscle relaxation to deal with stress. Of course, stress is a problem in this time. Many people are experiencing stress in this time. But the question is, what is stress? The first thing is that stress we are talking about is something that is in the environment that we find ourselves in. So when the demands from the environment that you find yourself in are too much, to the extent that you don't have enough resources to be able to meet the demands of the environment that you are in, you are going to experience stress. Of course, it's a mood disorder, it's a disorder of your emotion. So that is what stress is. So, for example, if you are in the work setting and then, there's so much work demand on you, and then you feel like you don't have enough abilities or resources to be able to deal with the pressure from work, then you are going to experience work stress. If you have a lot of financial challenges or demands going on, you know, which are over or more than you don't have enough resources or ability to be able to deal with the, financial challenges or demands that you are in, you are going to experience financial stress. And if, for example, you've gone through a traumatic event, going through a traumatic event can lead you to post-traumatic stress disorder. So there are so many, stress situations. We have relationship stress when the demands of the relationship that you belong to, whether romantic relationship, work relationship, is too high, said that you don't have the resources or the ability to be able to cope with them. Then you are going to experience relationship stress. The religion or the church that you belong to can become the object in the environment that is stressing you. The family that you belong to, leading you to family stress. If there are so much demands from the family that you belong to, this excessive demand can overwhelm you to the point that you don't have enough ability or resources to be able to deal with this, demands from the family. That can lead you to family stress. So there are so many ways that stress, gets to us or we become stressed, because stress is part of our environment. The environment where you live, where you work, the relationship that you are in, the marriage, and the family that you belong to, the church that you belong to, the financial issues that you encounter, the fact that you are sick, you know, the illness comes with some demand, and that disease, can also lead you into stress. So there are so many things within our environment that can actually send us into stress. And of course, stress is a huge problem. It's been seen as a risk factor for high blood pressure. It's been seen as a risk factor for sleep disturbances and so on and so forth. So the question then is, what are some of the things that we can do to deal with stress? And I want to talk about progressive muscle relaxation as one of the key factors. One way to deal with stress will be to make sure that you are sleeping adequately between 7 to 8 hours in the night. Progressive muscle relaxation can help to improve your sleep and thereby help reduce your stress. Progressive muscle relaxation can help to deal with anxiety or fear, and that will also lead to better sleep, and that will also lead to a reduction in stress. So progressive muscle relaxation can do a lot, but the question is, what is progressive muscle relaxation? We are talking about it's a relaxation technique that has been shown to be beneficial, for many conditions, including stress. Stress, when people are going through it, they get a lot of tension within their body. So one of the best approaches, which research has proven beyond doubt can help you to be able to reduce or ease your stress, is progressive muscle relaxation. So in progressive muscle relaxation, we are talking about so much tension within your body that you are using progressive relaxation, which is a relaxation technique, to help you to ease the tension in your body. And it does this by making you tense the muscle groups in all body parts and then easing them gradually so that the tension will be wiped out of your body. The tension will reduce in your body. And when the tension goes down in your body, your stress has to go down. So it's an approach that I will show you in a bit so that you can practice progressive muscle relaxation whenever you are so stressed out, stressed after work, stressed by your relationship, stressed by financial demands. You can practice progressive muscle relaxation to be a relief. Before we even go into how to do progressive muscle relaxation to help you overcome stress, let me also make the point that sometimes people become stressed from the environment because of how they are interpreting information from the environment. So when something happens, when you fall sick and you start thinking about the fact that your body is no good, you don't have a good system, that is why you fell sick. That negative thinking can also make you feel stressed out. When there's so much work on you and you start feeling like you're not good enough, that is why you are not able to deal with all the work that you have on you. Or when you have relationship issues and you start thinking that you are not good enough, that is why there's a lot of relationship challenges. This negative thinking can lead you to stress, meaning that if we can change negative thinking styles, we can also reduce our stress. So now let's talk about using progressive muscle relaxation to help you reduce stress. So it's an approach you can practice almost every evening before you go to bed. Maybe you can sit on a seat like I am, or you can lie down, and all you do is to tense all the muscle groups in your body, maybe from your hair to down, or from your down to where your head is. So for example, if we want to start from our face, we'll just, tense the muscle groups in our face like that, hold it for about 10 seconds, and then release it gradually. We can tense the muscle groups on our chest, hold it for about 10 seconds, and then release it gradually. We can tense the muscle groups in our stomach, hold it for about 10 seconds, and release it gradually. We can tense the muscle groups in our thighs, hold it for about 10 seconds, and then release it gradually. And you keep going on till you get to your feet. So it's either you start from your feet to your head or from your head to your feet. That is what you do. And the idea is to tense all the muscle groups in your body and release them gradually. By so doing, you are easing tension from your body, and therefore stress has to be reduced. The tension that stress brings into the body will have to ease away, and then you start feeling good. So that is an approach that I will give to you. Of course, there are other things that you can do to deal with stress, including regular exercise, exercising regularly, making sure you are physically active, making sure that you are getting adequate sleep, making sure that you are changing your negative thinking styles. These are some of the things that you can do to be able to deal with the stress of daily life that we all encounter. Subscribe to this channel, like this video, share it to another person, and I will see you in the next episode.